when did you finally hear from Sherry? It had been since December 17. What day and time was that?
It's been about, let's see, well, the last time I heard from her was December 17th, and then she contacted me on January the 6th. So that was when I heard from her last, January 6th.
Yeah, that's quite a spell. What's the longest prior to that you had ever went without hearing from her? Was it normally once a week, or?
It was normally like once every 3 days or so, something like that.
So to go almost 3 weeks was very unusual. Usually you'd hear from her at least once a week or every 3 days. Am I correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so that was more than just an anomaly. Now, I understand that they moved her from Coleman, Florida to Tallahassee fairly recently, and that had something to do with her allegedly having tried to contact the press in some way, shape, or form. So they really don't want her talking to reporters, apparently.
That's correct.
Now, is she under an ongoing gag order? Was that made part of her sentence? Or I know that there's standard federal rules for meeting with media. I've looked at them myself. I keep the PDF on my computer, so I'm familiar with them. Is she an exception? Is it taboo for a reporter to, let's say, go to Tallahassee and meet with her? Do you know? Or don't?
No, it's not taboo. I don't think it is. I've heard of people contacting the press before. So, I don't know. I thought it was a constitutionally protected right.
You would think so. At any rate, well, maybe somebody I know will have to visit there and do a report right from there and see firsthand what the situation is like. And so we'll look at that in the near future. At any rate, when did she first get into federal custody where she was tried and convicted and sent to, was Coleman the first place she went?
No, Coleman was not the first place she went. She initially went to a facility, and it was a county facility here in Atlanta. She went, well, first of all, let me do things correctly. She went to a city facility, okay, and then a county facility that was about 30 minutes south of Atlanta. It's called Lovejoy. And then from there she went to Coleman. She was in the city, the city jail. It was the city detention center, the city of Atlanta, for about I guess 2 or 3 months. And then she went to Lovejoy, which is about 30 minutes south of Atlanta, for about 2 or 3 weeks. And then she went down to Coleman.
Wow.
So, no, I didn't think contacting the media would be a violation of prison policy, but evidently it is. I think the reason they moved her, really, though, was because of all the attention that she had been getting.
Which, of course, ties into the media. That's part of the attention.
Right, and of course she did not contact the media.
Right, but the media started paying attention for whatever reason, and plus citizens and concerned friends and activists who aren't necessarily officially members of the media. I suppose it's sort of all of the above. They blamed her for, or alleged that she contacted the media, but maybe some other media contacted her, and they had it flipped around. Certainly.
Well, what happened was she sent a letter to our congressman, and I copied and pasted that letter and sent it to all of our supporters and friends and people who I knew had an interest in what was going on with her. And so they disseminated the letter. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, go on. That a congressman is not the media, and certainly she should have the right to contact her congressman, and you're simply spreading the word around.
Exactly. And so that letter got out to several people, literally all over the world.
Oh.
And yes, and it got into radio shows. Her picture was on the cover of a newspaper, American Free Press paper, and it featured an article about her, and so it got all around the world, literally.
Right,
told
but
me
she
she's
did.
received. I'm sorry.
But well, I don't mean to interrupt, but she did not willfully contact the media. She simply wrote her congressman, and others contacted the media, or the media picked up on it. I mean that can't be helped, and certainly, you know. Were you informed before they moved her from Coleman to Tallahassee, or were you only told about it during or after?
After. When they initially moved her... I'm sorry.
Go on. No, go on.
When they initially moved her from Coleman, well, I understand why they don't let anyone know before they move people, because, you know, they don't want to take a chance of somebody sabotaging the bus or whatever, but when they moved her, they never did inform me. In order to keep up with where she is, I have to look on the Bureau of Prisons website to find out where she is, and I put in her name, and
So,
that's how I know where she is.
Let me get that part straight, Colin. So, while we could make a case for not informing you ahead of time that they're moving her from Coleman to Tallahassee, because as you said, maybe they have a policy that if they were to do that with one prisoner, they'd have to do it with others, and that could lead to problems with people trying to spring someone from prison in transport. In various scenarios involving various people. So let's just say we understand that one for a moment. But are you saying that the first you heard of her being in Tallahassee was not by a phone call or a letter, but simply by checking the website? They never actually told you?
That's correct. As a matter of fact, well, they don't tell me anything. The Bureau of Prisons has never, and she's been in there since February of 2008, they've never contacted me about anything concerning her. When she was rushed to the hospital because of severe chest pain, they never contacted me. The way I found out was through the husband of one of her co-inmates.
Which is a very indirect, kind of circuitous way of finding out. I mean, you're just lucky that one of the inmates was able to contact the husband who could let you know. I mean, that's almost dumb luck.
Exactly. What she did was got about 3 or 4 of her friends, her co-inmates together, and they all exchanged phone numbers and names of their closest family and friends, so that if anything happened to one of them, the others would be able to contact the people who needed to know what was going on.
So they're looking out for each other, yeah.
They're looking out for each other because they feel that the prison won't look out for them.